Reeta Sonawat, Director Ampersand Group and Executive Director ECA, a wonderful inspiration for all of us at the Early Childhood Association. She's going to take the session, the Karyagara session, and a session is called Let's Make Language Whole Again, NEP Connection, Supporting Foundational Literacy. Reeta ma'am, if you could come forward and grace the stage and take us forward into this deep diving and learning that you do, I welcome you. Thank you.
See, Suman, you are timekeeper. You need to give me 2 minutes because I will be introducing that. We say A. फिर उसको फोनेटिक में डालेंगे, उसको अ करेंगे. अभी हमने फोनेटिक भी डाल दिया ए में. इसका मतलब क्या है बच्चे को? उस ए और उसको वो अ बोल के अपना करता रहता है, लेकिन वो इसके लिए इतना बोरिंग है, इतना अननेसेसरी है, और इसीलिए वो कहता है मेरा हाथ दुख रहा है या मुझे नहीं करना है. तो ये स्थिति पे लाके हमने आज एजुकेशन को खड़ा किया. तो अभी हमको क्या तोड़ना है? ये तोड़ना है कि जो हमने आज तक जो
क्योंकि इधर चल रहा है स्टेज पे
युक्ति कहाँ हूँ मैं. तो अभी इसमें ऐसे करके हमने ए से जेड तक उनको करा दिया, और उसके साथ मैंने साउंड भी दिया. हाँ, उसके साथ हमने हर लेटर के ऊपर एक साउंड भी दिया, और हमने ये कह दिया कि ये फोनेटिक्स है. 70 साल से हम फोनेटिक्स कर रहे हैं. कौन सी भाषा हम सिखाना चाहते हैं? कौन सी अंग्रेजी सिखाना चाहते हैं? यूके इंग्लिश, अमेरिकन इंग्लिश, ऑस्ट्रेलियन इंग्लिश, न्यूजीलैंडर इंग्लिश, चाइनीज इंग्लिश और इंडियन इंग्लिश, ये बंगाली इंग्लिश. हर एक्सेंट अलग है. और क्या हमको समझ में नहीं आता? Whenever we talk about the people, we understand what they are saying. We understand what they are talking. If yesterday in our fashion show, Italian has spoken in English, in Italian English, we understood what he was speaking. So why so much of fuss about phonetics? And why we talk about phonetics so much? Child ऐसी लैंग्वेज जो कि फोनेटिक ही नहीं है, ऐसी लैंग्वेज जो कि साइंटिफिक ही नहीं है, उसको हम क्यों इतना दे रहे हैं भाव? दैट इज व्हाट आई वांट टू तोड़. आई वांट टू से कि बिना फोनेटिक्स के आप लैंग्वेज सिखाइए बच्चे को, और ऐसे सिखाइए जिससे कि बच्चे को लैंग्वेज आए, लिटरेसी आए. और जो हमारा अभी तक का ऐसा का जो रिपोर्ट है कि 70 से 80% बच्चे जो है वो पढ़ नहीं पाते हैं. अगर पढ़ लेते हैं तो समझ नहीं पाते हैं. If they are able to read, they cannot even comprehend. That kind of children we have in our class. Why this report is? Because basically we are not teaching language or literacy the way it should be taught. So that is what I want to break. अभी इसको ब्रेक करने के लिए अभी हम कैसे करेंगे? See the letter combination. अगर लेटर कॉम्बिनेशन को हम फिर से फोनेटिक्स से करेंगे, इतना तोड़ो उसको. आप ही लोग तोड़ो, मैं तो नहीं तोड़ूंगी. स तोड़ा, उसके बाद प तोड़ा, फिर इसका ओ का बनाया, फिर बी किया, और फिर इसको फिर क्या कहते हैं? स्पून. हमारे बच्चे को स्पून मालूम है, उसको देख के भी स्पून बोल लेता है. उसी स्पून को सीधा सीधा अगर उसको स्पून दिया जाए तो प्रॉब्लम क्या है? क्यों उसको फोनेटिक करके और एक एक लेटर का उसको पिक्चर बन रहा है क्या उसके माइंड में? स्पून तो एक साथ बन रहा है उसके माइंड में, लेकिन वो लेटर का तो पिक्चर ही नहीं बन रहा है. और फिर वो पिक्चर जो कि नहीं बन रहा है, सो चाइल्ड इज नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन दैट लेटर बिकॉज ही इज नॉट मेकिंग अ सेंस ऑफ दैट लेटर. सो दैट इज अ प्रॉब्लम. सो दैट इज व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम हियर. Then any language, what is happening with the language is whatever the phonetics we are talking about, letter, if we are talking about that letter is giving graphic to the child. Like A, B, C, D is a graphic to the child, meaningless graphic to the child, but whole word if you are making, that whole word is making sense to the child. Spoon is making sense to the child. Child is speaking, spoon is absolutely understood by the child. The picture is formed of the spoon and the child is completely clear about the word spoon. Like फोनेटिक के एक्सपर्ट है, बोलो आप।
उसको शोल्डर देने के लिए।
और क्या है? जी पहले।
Your name?
And if I say name doesn't follow the rules,
they
are not
अपने नाम है, उसको फोनेटिक का कोई रूल नहीं चलेगा। हाँ, अरे सीधा नाम है रीता, उसको इतना घुमा फिरा के क्यों बोल रहे हो? सीधा बोलो ना, रीता है ये। और ये रीता तोड़ेंगे कैसे तोड़ेंगे? तो फिर ऐसे ही ये रीता बनी है। नाम को नहीं तो इसी तरीके से बन, फिर उस तरह से दूसरे नाम ले लो। अभी लैंग्वेज में लैंग्वेज है, फोनेटिक्स में फोनेटिक्स है, उसको इतना तो घुमाओ मत कि हमारे पास ये रूल है, हमारे पास ये रूल नहीं है। लैंग्वेज है, दूसरी लैंग्वेज में ऐसा नहीं है। मैं जाऊंगी नहीं दूसरी लैंग्वेज में, अगर चली जाऊंगी तो बहुत देर लगेगी मेरे को। एंड देन द चिल्ड्रन कैन इवन रीड फ्रॉम द, आप मॉल में जाओ, आप शॉप में जाओ, उसको कोलगेट उठा कर लाओ, पियाज का सोप उठा कर लाओ, कैसे वो उठा कर लाते हैं? कैसे बिलबोर्ड पे वो कोका कोला पढ़ लेते हैं जबकि उनको सीओसी अभी साइड वर्ड में भी आ रही हूँ। अभी तो सिर्फ इतना मैं आपको ये कह रही हूँ कि चिल्ड्रन इमेज ऑफ द चाइल्ड, बिलीव इन द चाइल्ड कैन रीड। इफ दिस काइंड ऑफ बिलबोर्ड he can read even the shop of the toy shop, what is the name of the toy shop, because he's going there and there again and again. The graphic is in the mind of the child, and the graphic is getting him to read and understand. This Coca-Cola is a graphic to the child, and that from graphic he is able to read. That is what I am trying to make you understand. अभी मैं ऐसा करती हूँ कि I want somebody I want somebody to read this. Would you like to read it? Yeah. चलो किसी बैल को क्या पढ़ने दो।
According to the research at Cambridge University, it doesn't matter in what order the letters in a word are. The only important thing is that the first and the last letter be at the right place. The rest can be a total mess, and you can still read it without a problem. This is because the human mind does not read every letter by itself, but the word as a whole.
And now I want to ask first him, and then I will go to some of you, why he is able to read it. Why?
Ma'am, you what start the same last line too.
From where?
From your WhatsApp, ma'am.
My house. So, in short, you want to say you have an experience of or exposure of these words? So, yeah, you are saying.
So our brain basically creates images super fast, and if I'm looking at a chair and before even my brain processes it, I'm able to recognize it as a chair. So anything that we see, we create an image about it, and our brain tells us what it is. So that is how we are able to read what we haven't even gone through the lines.
Very nice, very well said. It's very well said. मेरा तो टाइम ही खत्म हो गया। अरे मेरा टाइम खत्म हो गया। Okay. So this is what you said is this is what I'm trying to show here in the brain also. Brain also processes this. This is scientific part of the whole language approach. That is what I'm trying to say. Here the brain also recognizes. Half of the brain is recognizing the language, that is words, and half of the brain is recognizing the picture. So what happens if you are breaking it? Then first you are half doing work with the letter, then go to the picture, then later you go to the picture, and then you go to the word. So it's a brain has to work a lot, and sometimes in the process the attention span is gone, then the word also goes. So here what Sir has said very clearly that when the child is seeing the whole word, then immediately he said, immediately picture is formed. And once picture is formed, he understands. So comprehension becomes so easy. So that is the way, if we are teaching the children, then whatever they are reading, they are able to comprehend because the picture is formed. And that also I will be speaking about. So now my question to all of you is, do people read the whole word? They break when you are reading the break? I'm talking about you only, you teachers, because first you have to believe, then only मैं जोड़ पाऊंगी. Otherwise I will not able to जोड़ो. So you have to believe it. Now the language which we are talking about. In this language, what phonetics we are talking about? 8 and 8. Now whole word is read exactly the same way. The meanings are different. So I want all of you to write in your notebook what are the different homonyms are there. There are so many homonyms. All numbers are homonyms. So you see how much complicated we have made the life of the child. And here the example which Sir has given is the same, where the child is seeing the picture of aeroplane, and that aeroplane picture, if you are giving the pieces to the child, in the mind, if in the mind the picture is clear, then he can add the pieces. It's easy. Second process, which is where the steps are given. First step is this, second step is this, third step is this. I will ask Mr. Agrawal, whenever you buy a mobile or any technology, with that you get a manual. Do you read the manual? I will ask Bella, when you buy a refrigerator, you get a manual. Do you read the manual? We get the manual for everything. We don't read, but we experiment something like the ball. And we get it. We get it. Why can't we do something like this with the language? The language is also exactly the same. If the picture is clear to the child will comprehend. There will be no problem to the child to understand. But what we want is, you make face like A, E, U. And then I thought, in Hindi we have all I, E, U. All vowels are there. Kitna wo banana bana lo. So why we have to go like this? That is what is my question. Now this is the example where if we are breaking it, like cat. Cat is the cat. अब उसको break कर दो. Cat, immediately the children have a picture, and then they will talk about it. But and they'll understand what we are saying. But if you are breaking it, then again, same thing with the table, with the example which he has given. So whole language says, now I am coming to the definition, whole language says that children should be knowing the language as a full sentence. Language. When language is part of his life, like when he was reading, because he was knowing the sentences, he was knowing the words. So if you know, you have experiences. And I'm not ending here to give child experience. But with experience, one thing I'm adding, and this I'm adding in this conference only, first time, experience should become a habit to the child. It should not be left as an experience. Once it is a habit, he has an experience of these kind of words, because he has read a lot, many times these words, it has become part of him. So because it is part of him, so he could read that. That is the psychological part of the reading which we ignore. In phonetics it is ignored. So whole language approach says, first total, and then go to the part. Okay, so now what are the strategies? What we should be doing it? How we should be going about it? Now these are the questions we have. So the answer here is, when we talk about strategy, the first strategy is the sitting arrangement of the school should be like this. They should be sitting in a small group, in a pair, having a lot of interaction with each other. Let the language develop. Let them understand what they are talking. Let them have a communication. Joshi sir has talked about in his, let them have a communication. The communication is very important. Otherwise, we have some words, homonyms like buy and buy. And buy. Abhi buy, dono ek hai. Then some words, same word, same pronunciation. Bark. Dog is barking, tree has a bark. तो हम क्या करेंगे इस लैंग्वेज में, बच्चे को कैसे, कहाँ तक कैसे समझाएंगे? तो इसीलिए we need to have a whole language, and if we are going with the whole language, the advantage here is child will understand. Otherwise इस लैंग्वेज में इतना सारा silent है, इतना सारा ph है, इतना सारा q है, वो c भी बन जाता है, ch भी बन जाता है, q भी बन जाता है, कितना सारा बच्चा, फिर आप ये कहते हैं वो silent है, वो उसको ऐसे देखो, बच्चा कहाँ से कब तक उस लैंग्वेज को देखेगा जब तक वो सीधी लैंग्वेज है. तो इसके लिए उसको चाहिए, we need to give children like a lot of pictures. So classroom should be immersed with the language. And when I say classroom should be immersed with the language, then what kind of a language? Functional language. It's not like just like the table, chair. Maybe नहीं करना है. Functional language. How many of you have seen door पे लिखा रहता है pull, and we are having to push? कहाँ हम नहीं पढ़ते हैं teachers, वही लिखा है pull, but we don't read it. हमको आदत ही नहीं है पढ़ने की, हमको कुछ देखने का, देख के पढ़ के सीखने की आदत ही नहीं है. ये हमको बच्चों में डालनी पड़ेगी. So we need to give the background knowledge to the children, vocabulary to the children. उसी से ही वो करते करते ही सीखेगा. Let children observe. So we have to give lot of things in the environment, functional. It's not permanent environment. हमने वो किसी से बोला था ना monkey, बच्चे हमारे monkey, तो monkey बना दिया हमने, पूरा painting कर दिया. No painting. What should be like clean, soft boards लगाइए, and then according to your concept change the boards. So child will be interested and learn from the environment, which Regio has talked about. Environment as a third teacher. Express ideas. Let them express ideas. Let them talk to each other and give them more ideas for the children. And let them discuss what topic you give them and talk to each other. And once the language is there, language related, if books are there, then it is very easy for them to understand. And sir has talked about pretend reading in the Joshi sir in his speech. Pretend reading is a very good example of the whole language approach. Because child first learn from the pictures, and he is making a sense of the story from the picture. He is making his own story from the picture. Then the words come. Then whatever the words are coming, he is able to relate those words to the picture. And this story book, if you read with a phonetic language, and then you read his correct way, the child will be doing exactly the same way. The child will be pretending that he is able to read. And yesterday, day before yesterday, somebody was giving me the example, like a 3-year-old is reading. मेरे को ये वाला फूल बना रही है मेरे को. Then I told her it's a pretend reading. 3 times, 4 times you read the same book, story book, 4-5 pages to the child. He has a sharp brain. And that brain is definitely allowing him to read. अब मेरे को इसके साथ मेरी एक्टिविटी थी, लेकिन मेरे को नहीं लगता मेरे पास टाइम है एक्टिविटी कराने का. So what I want is to make my activity simpler. Is table पे anybody knows Gujarati? Okay, read this table. You know Gujarati? Anybody know? सर
Classic paper.
ओके, आप लोग को किसी का असर भी आती है? Okay, whatever, whosoever has got, start reading the newspaper. Start reading the newspaper. ये गुजराती Okay. So read the newspaper which is given to you. Okay. Please come. She has read the newspaper. She was not knowing Gujarati at all. And she got a Gujarati newspaper. Please.
ગુજરાતી નથી, મને ગુજરાતી નથી આવડે છે, but the newspaper is called Gujarati Samachar and I'm missing my Gujarati president of ECA, Swati Madam, and I hope she's hearing that. I'm not reading from here, so others anybody on my table. મને ગુજરાતી નથી આવડે. ગુજરાત સમાચાર મોટા
Anything? No. Say.
Airport.
अभी ये क्यों नहीं पढ़ पा रही है? प्लीज, ये क्यों नहीं पढ़ पा रही है? क्या आप लोगों में से किसी को ये वाला पिक्चर देख के कुछ याद आ रहा है? ये पिक्चर कब का है? इस पिक्चर को किसी ने कभी देखा है? इस पिक्चर को कभी किसी ने देखा है? किसकी पिक्चर है ये नहीं कह रही हूँ, ऐसा कुछ देखा है? हाँ देखो, क्या है ये? मैन है, क्या का एडवर्टाइजमेंट कर रहा है?
100% डॉक्टर कोरियर
ये बात हुई अभी ये आप तो गुजराती नहीं पढ़ सकते, तो आपने यहाँ भी वो नहीं पढ़ा, लेकिन ये तो पढ़ लिया ना. तो दिस इज व्हाट व्हेन शी वाज नोइंग कोरियन, शी वाज नॉट नोइंग कोरियन, शी couldn't read it, but she could read it. We have a children in the class who have got experience, they will read it, but those who have not got experience, they cannot read it. तो हमको ये experiences, we have to give lot of experience, and here यहाँ पे अबूर लिखा है, but she cannot read that. So maybe you are not able to read, but you can make a sense from a picture. That is what हम ये तोड़ के जो जोड़ रहे हैं, तो जोड़ यही रहे हैं. We are joining the dots, saying that language is very complicated. It's not so easy, and if you give the whole language approach, children can make a sense out of picture, out of whatever is past learning, out of whatever the communication he has, or any little thing known is there. Otherwise, she would not have taken Gujarati newspaper in her hand at all. Now she will be taking Gujarati paper. Kuch to kuch, something I will find out in the Gujarati paper also. You wanted to read something. You come. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Hey, here. Come here. You. We swapped here. Have you seen this picture? What is that? अभी है ना ये पिक्चर जिसने न्यूज सुनी होगी अभी देखो एक्सपीरियंस why she is not able to read this picture related to that because she has not experienced हराल केस में वो जो लॉक लगा था बिल्डिंग को और उसका जो ताला जो है सब न्यूज चैनल्स ने दिखाया था वो पिक्चर है So the one who has seen that thing, experience किया है, that person can read. But the one who has not seen that, इसलिए newspaper लेते हैं. कि newspaper की news ऐसी होती है जो कि सब लोग देखते हैं. उसमें से ही चीजें जो है, तो हमारा experience है. If we can decode the experience, that is what is the whole language approach is all about. So what whole language? Make a sense from the picture, make a sense from the experiences. So storytelling, rhymes, Vijay Badeka has talked about the children are enacting stories. So whatever is there in a book, they used to enact that. And they had an annual day not by preparing, but whatever is happening in the class, that thing they used to enact at the annual day. So annual day was not preparation at all, not costume and all those things, but whatever is happening in the class, that is a part. And sir has told me about Divaswapnam. This is a must-read book for all of you, Divaswapnam. Because Gijubai has talked about, as a character, Lakshmi Bhai has come in Divaswapnam, and then whatever he has done, all these things are related to whole language approach. Gijubai has talked about 100 years back, whole language approach, and we have left it and we have gone to this English people's phonetics after independence when they have come on our throat and they said you should speak English like this only because they were not able to understand. We understand each other very well. We don't have they were not able to understand. That is their problem. So we need to make our children such those who can read, who can comprehend, understand, and for that give them as much experience as possible so they will be able to read it. So it's a top-down approach, whole to part to part and part to sub-part. And then if you go to the letters, child will understand letters so fast. Two activities I will say and then I will stop myself. One activity is attendance. So we take attendance, Kamini and maybe Bela and creation, all these attendance, we take a name and the children there. Now we are graduating. So what we are doing is, we are writing the name of the child and we are giving a symbol. So in the nursery child's photo. So name Reeta and Reeta's photo. Nursery child could identify from the photo and I am present in the class. Okay? So like this is the attendance. Junior KG, now he is able to understand the name, now Reeta Sonawat, complete Reeta Sonawat. And that, give the symbol, not the photo, symbol. What you like the best, what do you like the best? I like ice cream. So we will make up her name, Kamini, and the full name, and then ice cream. So child identify first, and after few months, you will be seeing this Kamini will identify her name is A, then she has a friend Reeta, friend's name, and Reeta's R, then she has a friend. So like this, she will be knowing, and you will not know, and the child will learn the language alphabet so fast, and then when you go to alphabet, the child is ready. No time, child will learn. So this is this kind of activities we have to do. The second activity which I am telling you is when you are giving anything, any story or rhyme,
write down that rhyme on a chart. And that chart, put it on the wall. And when you are reciting the rhyme, put your finger there. And like this, when you are reciting and putting the finger like this, then what is the advantage is the child will see there. And it will stay in child's mind because children's mind is very, very sharp. Child will learn that, and once the child will learn that, he will go to that chart, he will put his finger and recite the rhyme putting his finger. He is pretending. He is not reading. I am not saying he is able to read it, but he is pretending, and that pretending is in preschool is a reading experience. And this kind of pretending, if the children they learn, then after that reading becomes very easy. And the last part which I would like to tell you is, who can become a good reader, good speaker, is the only one who is who reads a lot of books. So, the one who reads a lot of books. So, when you are reading, so what happened, many times it must be happening with you, when you are writing some spelling, कुछ गड़बड़ है spelling में. When you say कुछ गड़बड़ है spelling में, ऐसा ठीक नहीं लग रहा है. What happened? Why it is like that? Because you have a graphic in your mind. That graphic I am talking to you, children also have. Use that graphic. And once you use that graphic, then your child will be able to read it. So we really need to now jodo the language teaching with different activities, and through these activities, we really need to make them reader and then writer. Now I'll take one activity for writing. We talk about like scribbling. Now the scribbling is so boring. After some time it is done. Make it a functional scribbling. How to make functional scribbling? Now when you have taken the attendance, you came to know there are 2 children absent. So you tell the class, because the attendance children have taken. Now 2 cards are still remaining there. These 2 cards are there, the children are absent. So what to do with these children? So the teacher said, I got a call, I got a call from Amrita's mother, and she said, Amrita is having 102 fever, so Amrita is not coming to the class. So what we will do is, can we send a message to Amrita? Now, or can we send a card to Amrita? Can we send a card to Amrita? So whatever children are scribbling, now they are putting their thoughts in writing. Dear Amrita, whatever message they want to say, that they are saying, and they are talking to Amrita and writing and writing and writing, and this is what is whole language approach. Where the children are using their thoughts in writing, and once their thoughts in writing comes, then for them writing anything by themselves becomes very easy. Otherwise, नवनीत की राइटिंग, नवनीत का ऐसे करते करते हम सब पास हुए हैं, हमारे बच्चों को ओरिजिनल लिखना है. All of us we have passed with the Navneet essays, but let our children write original. And this is the way we can ask them to write original. Like this, they can give the message to their friends, they can give the greetings to the principal, they can give message to the principal. Okay, you really want this thing to happen in the class? So write it down, you will give to the principal. Your message will go to the principal. So what I am trying to say is, language needs to change. Our idea of giving language literacy needs to change unless we reading, and all these 4 should go hand in hand. Reading, writing, listening and speaking, all 4 hand in hand. No one after one. Which I said first reading and then writing, but now we are saying all 4. Let children speak a lot. Let children listen a lot. So listening, active listening. The way you are listening. Beautiful participants, I love you. So the way you people are listening, active listening. I can see you. So that is what we need to see in children. So listening, speaking, reading and writing all go hands in hand. Together. And then you need to assess. So then we need to assess them. So that is what is the beauty of the the whole language approach. Now, what I want is the newspaper which here somebody has got. I want them to come and read. Yeah. Come and read. One more reader we got. We got Gujarati newspaper.
So it's mentioned Gujarat Samachar, Sports Roundup. Bharatini Mota's it's a cricket match going on with 258 wickets, or 4 wickets, not 258 score maybe. And New Zealand Test match, first Test match, Pratham Test match, New Zealand.
Very smart.
So it's mentioned Gujarat Samachar, Sports Roundup. Bharatini Mota's it's a cricket match going on with 258 wickets, or 4 wickets, not 258 score maybe. And New Zealand Test match, first Test match, Pratham Test match, New Zealand.
Very smart. Very smart. He, first smartest he has done, he has taken the sports page. Because he knew I can read only sports. Second smartest he has done is, he was knowing about the match New Zealand and India is playing. And then some numbers. So those numbers, 4 wicket, itna run ban gaya. So that is what he read. So he could read it. So this is what our children also can read. Okay. Thank you so much.
So I would like to add the way you were telling about how we connect the children with the language in the classroom, and you gave the example of children sitting in a group and some can articulate the message but some cannot. But this is how the group dynamics work. That's why we have the schools. We learn from each other. When we are not knowing a language, for example, if I have someone who is Marathi and someone who is knowing Malayalam in the class and they are all coming for the first day, so they are knowing their language and they are now sitting in a Hindi speaking classroom. So every child will be learning from each other when they are playing together, when they are passing the ball, maybe they would say, pass the ball to me, ye mujhe catch karwa do. So whatever vocabulary we are learning with the actions is all the vocabulary we are learning from different people. I went to Thailand and they said Swati Kam, so I could understand this is Namaste in their language. So all that we are learning from each other is the language getting built up. That's how we call it mother tongue. We are learning from the mother.
Very good, very good. Thank you so much. It's beautifully said. So when we know things, then related to that, if literacy is there, it is easy for us. That is what the message. Now, next activity which I want all of you to do is, can you write down the activities which you can do in the class, which you have not done till now, related to language, related to whole language, which I have not said till now. Can you think of an activity which you can do in the class related to whole language which I have not said, but it is doable in the class? Yeah.
There are a lot of words which are, phonetically they cannot be framed. So such words we do as sight words in the class, and we have flashcards made of those sight words. If we repeatedly give them, they will recognize the words.
हमारी NEP है ना बार-बार लिख रही है, don't go for the rote learning. So please don't go for the rote learning. Let them understand. That's very important that children should understand. Yeah.
Yeah, basically I run preschools, and this is a regular activity which I do, and they love doing it, and I named it as Object Talk. So there are lots of objects available in the school, and and maybe cup and bottle over here. So we place a few objects and I may just tell one child that, okay, you pick up any one object from here. If she picks up a glass, then she just has to make some sentence out of that. And it works very well.
Beautiful activity, object talk, poster talk, chart talk. So giving the chart to the child and speak about it, showing the, show and tell. Yeah, please.
So something that our children engage in frequently is a lot of pretend play in the classroom, especially when they are pretending that they are working in a restaurant. We ask them to write down a menu card. So most often children do not know how to write, but they are still scribbling. They know they come with brilliant, menu ideas, and they are pretending. Sometimes when they are playing a veterinarian at the hospital, they write prescription. Again, they are scribbling. So these are some of the...
That's very nice, because what she has talked about is Smilansky has talked about socio-dramatic play. And in a socio-dramatic play, if you just keep the tools, which are writing tools, children are going to use it. If you have set up of a doctor, they pretend that they are taking the appointment, they pretend that they are writing the prescription, that is what she has said. So if tools are kept there, they are going to use it. Similarly, restaurant. So children can go and pretend that it is a waiter and take the order and then write it. So these are the functional literacy which is happening in social dramatic play. Even in the block corner, where there is no scope of writing, if you just keep the tool of writing, so whatever construction they have made, they can use that construction in a block corner and then there they can write. So what I am trying to say is, if the classroom is immersed with the language and your activity also giving the tools, then it helps.
Ma'am, in our school we label everything which is there from door to window to chalkboard, chalk, duster, whiteboard markers. So I think that's also is enriching their
now this is a very good actually statement, I will say, and I'm thankful that was going in the Prachaya, you have given this statement. See, this is where I am coming from. Please don't make it like a routine. It should be functional. If it is routine, when you pass from your house, there are 4 or 5 shops. Do you know these shops are for what? Because those shops are there, you don't even notice the shop and what is the name of that shop. Certain things which are there, it just goes like that. But when it is functional, then it has a value. So please don't just label the things just to give them the graphics. It doesn't work. What works is, what Jodo is, functional literacy and functional numeracy. Yeah.
Here, what we are doing, we are taking functions in the school. We are telling them students to draw which part you like it. Like we have taken the kite flying or any other like celebrations in the school. Then after that, we are telling that whatever celebration you have done, any part of that you have to draw whatever you want. Like you like kite, otherwise you like to light up the lamp and whatever it is. And just explain what we have done and whatever you liked it. And that part or that card, you have to take it at home and tell to your parents also how we have celebrated our celebration, what we have done. I have drawn this, my friend drawn that, all these things. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Lovely example. My time is up. And what I would like to say, the example which she has given is a very good example. So we need to work like this and bring whole language approach in the classroom so our children comprehend when they will reach to the 7th and 8th standard. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Reeta ma'am. Thank you so much. And I'm sure many of you want to share many things. We've just started with the first session today. You have lunch break, you have tea time. Please do reach out to Reeta ma'am and also share and take your tips. Thank you very much, Reeta ma'am. We go to the next.
Absolutely echoing Kamini ma'am's sentiment forward. Reeta ma'am is an encyclopedia which even if you Google, you might not find that information. So if you have any more information to explore about how you could use better strategies inside your classroom, she could be your go-to person in one of the breaks. Now, Reeta ma'am, if you could come on stage and we could felicitate you, and Rekha ma'am, if you could come forward to felicitate Reeta ma'am. It would be wonderful. Thank you.
Tell me what you're waiting for. Keep it frozen here forever, with no regret anymore. Just walk away, even so away. I'm making it right now.
Wow, this was good. It was a workshop, a good hour long, and worth its while, I'm very sure.